but I really appreciate you taking the time out of your schedule to come on and learn more about what we have going. So, Community Solar Common Energy, that's the name of our company that we represent, and Community Solar is the industry, right? Well, we're the leaders in the industry. Common Energy is leaders in bringing this low cost, clean energy to electricity users all around the country. Now, Community Solar is a state run program in every state that we're in, which is good. It's a great program for that the state has actually created for the benefit of all of the customers in the state. And that's what we partner up with. We partner up with the states and the developers to go out there and fill these farms up with customers and then manage the farm from an ongoing basis. But if you look at community solar in general, just Google it, community solar, United States of America, you're going to be blown away by what you find, because the amount of money that's being invested into these community solar farms is like nothing I've ever seen. It's happening quickly. It's a mega trend. It's a huge transfer of wealth from the old fossil fuel way to scalable renewable energy. There's a big difference between solar on your house and community solar on a farm. The big difference is with solar on your house, you got to get it installed on your house, which means you have to have a relatively new roof, which means you can't have trees around your house, which means that you have to be facing in a certain direction towards the sun. You have to have credit. You have to have the ability to get it, right? And then when you go to sell the house, there's complications. It's a good thing if you can do it, but there's not a lot of people that are actually qualified to do it. And then that kind of turns it into a bad thing for the people that can't do it. Community solar solves that problem. It fills that gap. So it makes it so that everybody can participate in solar. The same thing as having it on your house, except it's just in a field far away. Pretty simple concept to get. Now, this is a huge growing industry. Back in 2019, there was about 400,000 subscribers, houses or registered to a farm. It's projected that just in the next couple of years, we're going to be over 3.5 million by the end of 2025. And that's when it really starts to hit. So we're in a major growth trajectory mode right now. Community solar is that new type of clean energy. It's installed in a field or a commercial roof somewhere. We don't have any that are on roofs. We have them only in fields. Sign up, that's the best part. It's easy, it's 5 minutes, 100% digital. Just go on your computer and enroll in the farm. Same thing as having panels on your roof, just not on your roof. Anyone with an electricity account, including renters, can sign up and save money, okay? Here's how it works. The community solar farm converts the energy from the sun into electricity, and then the electricity is connected to the grid directly, and it replaces the fossil fuels. Community solar farms have first right onto the grid, so the energy that they create is the priority for the grid because they want to green the grid. The electricity flows as normal through the electric grid, and then anyone who signed up on the farm, it gets assigned to be credited to your account in the utility. So it's very simple, very rudimentary stuff. So we're Common Energy. The reason why I partnered up with this company, and hands down, is because I met the founder and CEO, and he's an amazing, intelligent guy who really understands the scalability of community solar, and he wants to be in all 50 states and beyond if he can. He's become the leader in the industry. He's got an amazing executive team, and he's got an amazing board of directors and a board of advisors. So these are well-known people, big backgrounds, big companies, great connections to be able to get Common Energy into amazing places where normally just wouldn't be possible. So we work with the official state program of community solar, and we support the clean energy efforts and offer guaranteed savings to the customer. It's one of the best things about this. Not only is becoming a community solar customer a great thing, but it also saves you money. So it's good for the environment, it's good for your wallet. We're registered with all the public utility commissions as a community solar provider. And we've won a lot of awards for our energy in the clean energy space. Check out our press release section on our website, commonenergy.us. Just click the press button, scroll down, and just look at all the partnerships, the awards that we received. We're becoming a very well-known name in the industry. Got an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau after 4 years. Now we're almost up to 15,000 customers. We've got to change the slide here. I think we'll be able to announce that next week. 4.9 rating with Google. So customers love it. There's nothing not to love about Common Energy and community solar because there's no downside and there's only upside. These are some examples of some of our farms. We've got over 75 farms now that we manage for developers. The developers come in, they get the permits and all that. They develop it. They make the land agreements. They build the panels out, and then they contract us to manage the farm. We get the customers loaded onto the farm. We do the billing and all that for the farm. We are a one-stop shop management company for all community solar farms. Community developers, the developers love us because we take that burden away from them. They're really good at building. We're really good at managing. So right now, if you look at where we are located, when I first started at this company 2 years ago, we were only in New York State. And we were told that it was going to take at least 3 to 4 years before we'd get into, 5 or 6 states. But we're moving at a rapid pace because states are adopting this a lot quicker than anybody would have imagined because they see the benefits, they see the scalability. So states are passing it through their whatever process they have to go through to authorize the program. And as soon as it gets approved, developers go in and start making the deals with the land, and we are able to then start selling into those states. So we're right now in about 9 different states. We have 18 million potential subscribers that we can go to. There's no shortage of customer that we can get. We're linked in with all the big utility companies. So we have backdoor API agreements with all of them for the credits from the farm to credit onto the bill. So that's a really great thing. We work with supporting nonprofits. Part of our model is to partner up with nonprofits and then contribute to them from a portion of our revenue. So we've got some pretty large scale nonprofits that have partnered up with us. Also, big partnerships with big companies, big corporate companies in the private sector. Our biggest partner to date is Microsoft and LinkedIn. We've got Corning, Akamai, VM, just a tremendous amount of partnerships that we have, created over the course of the past couple of years. And all of these companies, it's interesting. They have a challenge. Microsoft wants to be carbon neutral by 2030 from top to bottom, which means all their employees. So when we approach them with this and we have a solution for their employees to become carbon neutral, they jump on it. So they are directly responsible for filling farms up with their customers, with their employees. It's an awesome program, and we make it easy for them. We develop all the website landing page for them so their employees can just go there and enroll. So by signing up with Common, you're going to be guaranteed savings on each bill every month for the next 20 years, guaranteed. Okay. Most states is a blanket statement, 10% guaranteed savings on your electric bill. Okay. I like to say you get a free month of electricity every single year for the next 20 years because that is just the easiest way to talk about it. You make a positive impact on your community, supporting local clean energy jobs for the building and the maintenance of these farms. Sign up is 100% free, takes 5 minutes online. There's no cancellation fees, no need to have them because someone gets a guaranteed savings of 10% on their bill. They're not going anywhere. There is no impact on third-party energy agreements that you have. Customers are already with the third party. This has no bearing on that. It's totally separate. It's not at all what that is. They can continue to do that. A lot of actual representatives for Common are third-party energy folks, and they love the fact that they can actually help the customer save on their supply, but also guarantee them 10% on the entire bill, on the entire electric bill, minus the taxes and ancillary charges. So here's the simplicity of this. Someone goes on, they sign up for the farm, they have an electric bill of $200. Okay. Well, out of that $200, about 15% of it is taxes, surcharges, and ancillary fees that everybody has to pay. Okay. But 85% of the bill is the delivery and supply. Okay. Now we're guaranteeing the 10% on the 85% of the bill. So in this case, $200 bill, 170 of it is what we're going to be able to credit the 10% guaranteed savings on. That 10% would turn into $107 or $17 in savings. So the new bill would be $183. So it used to be 200, now it's 183. Okay. If you do the math on it, you'll find that it's very easy to say, if you sign up with Common, you're going to get 1 free month of electricity every single year for the next 20 years without any contracts or anything. Now, 10% is pretty standard, right? But there's 2 outliers right now in our portfolio. One is Oregon, it's 5%. It's not 10%, it's 5%. Maine is not 10%, it's actually 15%. So if you're Maine, great. You got an extra 5% guaranteed savings for 20 years. Pretty significant, actually. So signing up is part of the process. We're reps. We go out there and we educate people. If I had a penny for everyone that came back to me and said, Ed, I sent my link out to 500 people and I haven't gotten any customers yet. Don't these people know? Don't they know that they can save guaranteed 10%? No, they don't. If you send out a link, say, hey, sign up for this, guaranteed 10% off your electric bill for the next 20 years. Customers don't know what that means. They have no clue what community solar is. So if you think you can send a link out and just get customers to convert, it doesn't happen. The way it happens is you call them up and you say, hey, this is the program. It's a state program. Anybody can sign up for it. I have a spot on the farm for you. I'd love to get you enrolled. Let's take the time, take you 10 minutes. We'll walk through it together. And you go through the enrollment process with them. That's how you're going to get customers. So first step is I send my link over and I say, okay, click on the link and see if it's available for you, if you're qualified for it. I already know that they're going to be qualified for it, but I say that because when they click on it, they find out that they're qualified, they're excited about it. So check availability, put in their zip code, put in their utility. Congratulations. The next screen. It actually tells the customer what farm they're going to be linked up to, which is pretty cool because then they could actually go get in their car and drive to the farm, take pictures of it, be proud of it, right? It's a connection with something that's good. So then they simply create an account, right? Easy steezy, put in the first name, last name, email, and this is where they create their password. Make it a password, tell them to make it a password that they're going to know for the next 20 years because they're going to be able to log in and see real time on what's going on in their account. Now, step 2 is where they have to have their utility username and password for us to sync up. So by putting that in there and hitting the next, they sync up with the utility and they can actually pull the data that they need to know how much of the farm to dedicate to that house. Because, every house has a different usage profile, how much electricity they use every year. So by syncing it, we know the 12 months history of that house. We know that that house needs X amount of space on the farm. That's the only way we can know. Also, from an ongoing billing perspective, to be able to credit the bills every month for them being getting the solar credits, we have to do that directly. If they do this and they sync it up, then they have a one bill solution. Okay. If they don't do this, they can still sign up, but they have 2 separate bills. They have one from Common Energy and one from the utility. So they still get the same thing, 10%, but they just have to reconcile it themselves. Last step, mandatory step is sign up process is how are you going to pay your utility bill from this point forward? Okay. We only take credit cards. We only take ACH and we only take BankLink. Automatic payment record has to be set up in order for someone to participate in the community solar program. We do not send bills out and collect checks or collect cash. So that's not an option. And it keeps our overhead way down, which allows us to keep our savings way up in our guarantee. So, that's just what it is. So some people sign up with a credit card for the first month or 2 because they like the points or whatever, but they can switch into ACH. They can do whatever they want, whenever they want, but they have to pick an automatic payment method when they enroll. Once they're done, they're done. That's it. They're enrolled on the farm and they'll be in communication with Common. They'll send them an email saying congratulations and give them a guesstimate of when the farm's going to go live. So the guaranteed savings is for 20 years. Like I mentioned earlier, most states is flat 10%, except in Maine, which 15%, Oregon is 5%. Now, some states have a program called low to moderate income. And part of the farm is dedicated to people that qualify as low to moderate income people, households. And if you qualify, you get an additional 15% on top of what everyone else would get, as a way to kind of help the people that really need the help, right? So it's pretty awesome. Like in Maryland, if someone qualifies for low to moderate income, they get 25% off their electric bill for the next 20 years. In New Jersey, Oregon, those are the three states right now. Other states are looking at this as something that they want to introduce to, but until they do, we only have these three states that have low to moderate income. So here's an example of a bill, right? A customer in New York with National Grid as a utility, they signed up. They could look at their bill at any time with National Grid and see that there's a community solar adjustment on their bill. It's a positive number as a credit on their bill, okay? But every month when someone becomes a Common Energy subscriber, they're actually going to get billed by Common Energy, not the utility anymore. So Common Energy is going to send them what we call a statement of savings. We don't call it a bill, we call it a statement of savings, okay? But what it's going to show on there, on the statement of savings, it's going to show what the original bill would have been if you didn't participate in the farm. So in this case, it would be $149. It's going to show what the savings was because you are on the farm, which was $13.21, and then the lower amount that's due now, okay, or in 10 days. When people get the statement of savings in the email, 10 days later, they take the money from the account to pay for it. So the new amount that they owe is $135.81. So instead of paying $149, which they would have done if they didn't switch over, they're now they're going to pay $135 because they took that 5 minutes and became a customer. It's also going to show the positive impact that they have on the environment just by them being on the farm. So we have a back office. Every customer does. They can log in. Remember when you first enrolled, they created a password. You log in and you can see what's happening anytime you want. What your savings are to date, what your projected savings are going to be for the next 20 years. All that kind of stuff is in the back office. Plus, there's a referral link. A lot of our customers are very happy and they're like, who wouldn't do this, right? So mom, you got to become a customer, brother, sister, aunt, uncle, whatever. There's a referral link there in their back office. They just push that and put it in an email, and Common pushes out an email. And if it comes from them, your customer, then your customer gets credit for that referral, okay? So the new customer who signs up will get $50. The customer who referred that customer will get $50, and a third $50 goes into the comp plan for community solar for Common Energy Network, which is all of us going out there getting customers. So I say it's pretty simple. I call people up and I say, hey, there's a new Maryland state program called Community Solar, okay? And it's a guaranteed savings on your electric bill every month for the next 20 years. Get a free month of electricity every year for the next 20 years. Doesn't cost anything to enroll. There are no contracts. They just started the farm. I have 20 spots. This is just my spin, okay? I say I have 20 spots on the farm that I can give to people. And I want you to have one of those spots, okay? The spots aren't gonna last forever. So if you take it now, great, you're gonna get it. If you don't, then it could be closed out and you no longer are gonna accept any more customers on this farm. You'll have to wait for the next farm. It's just a way to say, if you gotta think about it, don't think forever. Think over the next 24 hours max, because then I'm gonna be free to give that spot to someone else. It is a no-brainer for everyone who lives in a place where they can get community solar to enroll as a customer. There's no reason in the world, not one reason, why people shouldn't sign up for this. So do what you can to get them on, because it's good for them. Now, you kind of know what community solar is all about. You know what Common Energy is all about. You know the basic premise of what we're talking about. So what's the compensation? Is it worth it for you to just simply bring it up to people when you talk to them about a free program that they can save money on, something that they have to buy every month? I think you're going to see that there's a lot of money here on the table for people who want to go out there and actually share this opportunity. So we're hiring, looking for, 1099s to go out there and earn extra income by simply just educating people on something that's available to them. So let's show how we get paid. Now, you go out there and get a customer, okay? You're going to get paid on your first level as your personal customer. So If a average bill is $150, basically 10,000, it's based on the usage of the customer. So on an annual basis, if an average customer uses 10,000 kilowatts, which is actually a pretty small amount, you're going to get paid at a commission rate of 0.0144, which would equal $130. So you take a little bit of time and hold on one sec. Um, you take a little bit of time and you go out there and you share something, they sign up, and it takes 5 minutes. It's a small house, you get $130. What if it's a bigger house? What if it's a house that's twice the size, uses 20,000 kilowatts? Well, the commission's twice as much. It's all based on the usage. So if I'm a rep, I'm kind of focused on going out and getting bigger houses to do this. Or if I'm in the cities, I'm going to whole apartments, I'm getting them all signed up because that's volume right there. A bigger house, 50,000 kilowatts a year, $650. Some small businesses, non-demand meters are approved for the program. So a lot of people fall into that category. Or farmers, churches, they do qualify for the program. So you can get bigger customers and make more money. The way they pay out is as soon as you sign up the customer, it's a successful enrollment. They pay you out 50% of the total commission. And then when the customer is on the farm and they get their first bill and pay it, they pay the second half. So you kind of get the first half now, and then when the customer pays their first bill and everything worked out okay, you get paid the second half. So you kind of like have, call it 3 or 4 months, you're going to be getting the second half typically. So you start selling and going, and you're starting to get new sales and second half sales, it starts to get really exciting. Just one more example of a very large, farm or something and how much you can make. So based on usage. Now we have employee benefits programs. They're great ways to go to. You go to a company and they have a bunch of employees. The company signs up, they get all their employees going, and voila, you can make a lot of money just by all those customers coming in at the same time, right? So it's really awesome. We have all the marketing materials that you can kind of bring to their attention and present to them. We have, when you get into the bigger companies like the Cornings and the Microsoft, if you have those connections, bring them up. Common will create a landing page for that company to show that this is a partnership, and all the customers should, all their employees should be on the farm. It shows how many of the employees are on the farm, what the impact is on the environment because of what Corning did. So if you have these connections, they're little honey holes where you can make a lot of money. Also towns, municipalities. We just signed up a couple municipalities over the last couple months, and they love it. They want to blanket the whole town, the whole municipal town with community solar. It's just good for the environment. It's good for everybody who signs up, that we can give them a $25 extra credit for the municipality to give to nonprofits or whatever they want to do with it. Churches, great fundraisers. I mean, you couldn't find a better fundraiser if you looked, and you looked real hard, because this is the amount of money that they get for everybody doing something good and benefiting from it without paying any money is pretty spectacular. So, the next part of our comp plan is, you're able to go out and get a lot of customers, but you might know people that would fit into this program because of what they do, and it's easy for them to go out and talk to people. Well, you can actually onboard them on your team. Okay, they would be considered your direct hire, if you will. Okay, your first level person that you bring in. You get a 25% match on whatever they make as a commission. So if your direct hire goes out there and makes commissions of $1,000, because you introduce them to the business, and we hope that you train them properly and get them going, you would make $250, 25% of whatever they make. Okay. And then there's indirect hires. Your front level direct hires, if they bring on somebody that's considered to be an indirect hire, third level, you would make a 16% override on all their sales. Okay. So if they made $1,000, you would make $160 match. Okay. So you've got really great, introducing a lot of people to it yourself, and then all the people that they introduce to it, you can have a real great business pretty quickly. Okay. Well, what happens when the fourth level person signs up and goes out and gets a customer? Well, we have a pool for that. Before I get into the pool, though, if any of our customers, not our reps, but our customers, go out there and refer another customer, remember the new customer gets 50, our customer that we got gets 50, and $50 goes into the compensation plan. Well, the person who got the customer originally gets $7.50 of it, and then $5 to the indirect hires and direct hire. So the person who got the customer gets 30, the direct hire gets 750, and the indirect gets 5. Okay, so pretty awesome right there. And then the rest of it goes into the pool, which I'll show you what that is. So basically, 100% of the comp plan gets paid out, right? And 10% of it is held back for what's called a quarterly profit sharing program. And it is based on your awards or shares that you've earned during the course of the quarter. By you getting personal customers, or your indirects getting customers, your directs getting customers, or anyone else getting customers, every time that happens, you're awarded shares. And dependent upon how many shares you have at the end of a quarter is how much of that quarterly profit sharing you're going to get. So if you're a big team builder and you have tons of people in level 4 and beyond, and they're all getting customers, you're accumulating more and more shares, you're going to get a bigger piece of that global pool, okay, that quarterly pool. So it's an exciting pool, believe you me. It pays typically, in the past, it's been about anywhere from $12 to $15 a share. So, some people have thousands, 2,000 shares at the end of a quarter, and they make great money every quarter based on the efforts of their sales. The only thing you need to do to qualify to be in the pool and get something from it is you have to have 3 personally subscribed customers per quarter, or 15 customers between your direct and indirect team, the front level, first level, and second level. So if there's 15 total from that, it automatically qualifies you as well. So we go through, everyone that onboards with us goes through a certification process. They have to watch a couple videos, understand the premise behind community solar, and then they're certified. Once they're certified, we send them a welcome email and has their link, their personal website link that they would send to people to get them to sign up directly on their own landing page. And then they're invited to be on all the weekly calls. Every Tuesday night, we have a, kind of all hands on deck corporate call, which then they go ahead and update us on all the goings on, when the farms are oversubscribed, when new farms are coming, when new states are coming, all the inventory that we have, all that kind of stuff. Really good informational call once a week on Tuesday nights, and then plenty of other opportunities like this and trainings along the way. You get your own landing page. Obviously, it's just a replicated website with your code in it for actually sharing. You get all the sales materials, presentations, all the marketing materials that you can customize. It's all in the Google Docs, right? We have a Google Drive, bit.ly.com/Google Docs or Common Docs. You access everything there. We have a Facebook page, Common Energy Network. Definitely want to get into that page because lots of information, recordings, things like that are hosted on that page, on that group. It's a private group. So community solar is sweeping the nation. This is where we are today, okay? We are going to rapidly advance forward into eventually all 50 states. So, you got a couple big things happening where, first of all, community solar is huge. It's getting more and more attention by more and more states to get it urgently passed into the states. As that happens, developers will go in, erect these farms, and they'll contract with us to manage and fill the farms. So we have a brilliant future ahead. And imagine if you started to just assemble a small little team today, and those team members started to introduce other people and so forth and so on. You have a network. those quarterly pools are going to get huge, but your own network is going to, take a big part of the market share moving forward. That I can't express to you how valuable this is for the future and how big this can get. So, how to become a rep? It's no cost. We don't charge anybody anything. We give them all the free marketing stuff they need. We give them everything, their website. There's no cost at all to become a common energy rep. Okay. We ask that people that come in and sign up, that they go get customers. We want someone to get at least 3 customers a quarter, because otherwise it's just not worth it, anybody's time. So if you're willing to commit to at least 3 customers in a quarter, which is something you can probably do in your sleep, you can make 500, $600, and but if you introduce other people, sky's the limit. So you would get back to the person who introduced you to the webinar today and say, hey, I want to sign up to be a rep. They will get your information from you, name, address, cell phone, email, basic information. They'll submit to corporate, and then corporate will send you a DocuSign agreement form with your deposit, direct deposit, and W-9, so that they can have what they need for when tax time comes. If you make over $600, you're going to get a 1099. Then you're going to get once you get the docs back to them signed, then they're going to send you out the training modules. Okay, it's about 30 minutes of videos. Watch it. You take the quiz. You pass the quiz with an 80% or more, you're certified now. Company automatically knows that you've gone through that, and they send out an email that says, welcome aboard. Here's your link. Let's get going. And then you right away, in the first 7 days, they give you an incentive to get 3 customers. They'll give you an extra $150 bonus by getting 3 customers. So, go get your first 3 customers right away. Make that extra $150. It's a great part of your story, and everyone should have the capability of doing that. So that's really it. That's what our program's all about. We do this every night, 8 o'clock, projectinfo.us, that's the link, or every Wednesday at noon, right here with us at the bit.ly/Common Wednesday. Okay. So, there's no risk, all reward, great opportunity for the future for those who see the vision of what we're doing. I would like to open it up. I'm gonna turn off the recording right now, but then I want to open it up for Q&A. So stop recording.